Right, so leaders are learners. I was recently asked what was the single most important factor that made the difference in what I was able to accomplish in my life, professionally, personally, career-wise. And at first, I wasn't sure what it was because I thought, well, there's been so many factors that I've had to work through, right? Like problem solving, perseverance, grit, mindset, lifelong learning. And then it hit me. It was the learning. If I were to look back at any point along my life or my career, it was my commitment to learning, whether a degree program, a certification, a workshop, professional development, that moved the needle forward in my life, in my business, for my career, everything. And I realized how important education really has been throughout my life. And obviously I work in education now, so it's no surprise. And you might be thinking, well, are you saying that you can't be successful if you don't have an education? And no, it's not what I'm saying at all. There are many successful business leaders and entrepreneurs that don't have college that are very successful. There is something about earning a degree, though, that shifts and changes our brain because of the structure and the process that the curriculum puts in front of us, right? So like for me, I had to take a stats class and I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to even see these numbers or formulas. Please just give me an essay to write. And you have to learn how to move through those things where you can't hire a team, you can't outsource it, you can't solve it a different way, which many times in business, that's what we do. When we hit a point where we might be weak at it, we would bring in a team member, we'd find somebody else who could do it, or we'd outsource it. Not saying that we haven't all had to do things difficult in business, but the difference is that when you earn a degree, there's a sense of accomplishment, there's a sense of investment in yourself, and you're following a prescribed or somewhat prescribed program so that you can get to the finish line. Now, I can say this because there was a point in time I wasn't sure I was even going to go to college, and I didn't even know if I was going to finish. So when I was in, I think it was junior high, I was not a very good student. I was a C student. I was talking in class all the time. I know, shocking. And then I got into high school and I started to hang around a group of friends that were really smart. They were very studious, and I didn't necessarily pick them because of that. They just were my friend group. So what happens when you start to hang around people that, are a certain behavior, you shift and align with them. And so my grades got better. I was studying more, and then I got into college, and I wasn't even sure I was going to go to college, right? I was like, I'll be done when I'm done in high school, and then I want to go work. So I start college, and I started college at U of M, and I was going through college, and I was working at the same time to put myself through college. So I sold jewelry for a retail organization while I was in college. And I loved selling. I loved business. I loved working. I was only supposed to be working part-time, but I was probably working a little more like full-time because I liked it so much and juggling it. And I remember thinking, I'm just going to stop school and work because I loved work so much. Now, I didn't go to Walsh College. I wish I did, because Walsh College, you can work while you're getting your education. It seamlessly integrates, right? We're literally built for the working adult, the working professional. But that wasn't, at that time, that wasn't the way that my college was structured. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to drop out after sophomore year. I'm going to work full time and I'm going to be done with school. And it literally could have gone either way. And for whatever reason, I think I just decided, well, I'll just do another semester, and then I'll do another semester, and I got so close I finished. I'm so glad that I did. I am so glad I finished what I started, because that opened so many doors after that, professionally and personally. And also I realized my brain actually shifted. Like I was able to evaluate problems differently. I was more patient in my communications. I could think things through in the future. And then I went on and I got subsequent graduate degrees and certifications. And I don't share all that to impress you, but to impress upon you that I've been on both sides. I was not sure I was going to go to college or even get in, and I wasn't sure I was going to finish. And now I can tell you, I'm so glad that I did. There's something about completing a degree program, finishing what we start. And I see this every day with our students at Walsh, our alumni, the community. I know the value of education, and it's an investment in yourself. So if you're a student at Walsh, congratulations for making that investment. Keep going, because the investment is the best and the highest return when you finish. And know that you are literally changing the neurology of your brain. Like the neuroscience, we can measure how the brain changes when you learn, when you have to develop new skills, when you have to think about, problems from a different way or work in teams. All of that is so important. So when you think about life, that's the most important skill set we have, is to learn, to relearn if we have to. I think Adam Grant talks about that, and think again, to unlearn, relearn, and to be able to keep those skills fresh. So if you're on the fence, if you've been thinking about coming back to college, or if you're finishing a degree and you might want to go on and get a certification or a master's, I can tell you without a doubt that will move the needle in your life. Enroll with us at Walsh. Join us here. Stay on, continue on. We have so many students that do fast track or they get a double master's and then they go into the doctoral program. And we even have some of our doctoral students doing double doctorates. And you would say, well, why is somebody doing this? Because they know what happens when you're learning, when you're in community and connection with people, the incredible value for your life and for your leadership.